It is the day of reckoning for the 17 cars who are here in Suzuka's international circuit today. It is a day where the Zako series title will be decided here in this very track. 4 rounds of the Zako series and 4 rounds of qualifiers before that. It has now come down to what will be a very intriguing prospect as far as the title fight is concerned. Welcome everyone to Suzuka International Circuit for the final round of the Zako series of 2024-25 Hololive GT3 Japan series. We're here in the Suzuka Finale 500 coming up for you. So let's take a brief look here at Suzuka International Circuit, where it will be the venue for the race here. Looking at the corners here, we're looking at 18 corners, 44 laps of hard racing for the Zako field will come as we are about to see the conclusion of the Zako, as we mentioned here. Final races of the 24-25 season. We are still trying to write out how the 25-26 season will look like. And as for new announcements, we might have something to we have some additional announcements to write home, as we are going to also have something planned for you by around August and September. So anyways, we got the Zako series race coming up. Initially, we were supposed to stream at 10 a.m. JST, but we then have to postpone it 6 hours later due to existing commitments. So that is that. Now that being said, I think we should all be taking a look at the Zako and the Zako and Tsuyo trophies that will be handed to the driver who tops both the Tsuyo and Zako. For both of the drivers who top either the Tsuyo or the Zako. Here are the trophies that will be handed out to the champions this season. The names have already been crossed, of course. And for the Zako, as we are about to get ready for essentially the handover of the trophy to the champions. Only one of these names out of the 17 will be etched onto this trophy, as we are about to get one more race going for the Zako series. And speaking of the Zako standings, let's take a look into what the standings do look like for the Zako's field. 17 cars remaining. All of them are going to compete for the title. And of course, the one leading them all will be Masaraido heading into Suzuka. Yukara Toka and previously Alex Grant have been a revelation in the Yukana-Lamy number 63 team, with Chemflummi not far behind in third. Forza Pinasora looking to bring home the Sortomos, their first Hololive GT3 title since 2022, and he's looking to be at the very least win a championship in consecutive seasons. So Salman and Mama Casio round up 4th and 5th. Watch out for Mama Casio though, as these Lexus cars are actually very good in Suzuka. They are looking to see if they can get themselves another win to at least bolster their hopes for a title, for at least a Zako title. Alcantara, Sean Gilfas, Demashnev, Isakai Jimikolev, and Kamene Riba round out the top 10, as they will be the first of the wild cards that will be fighting for the title. 11th to 17th will be the dark horses for the title. The chances of them winning the title will be pretty low, but if results do come in their way, an upset is going to be on the cards. Well, we might be seeing a story that will be told for years to come. Alright, with that being said, let's not delve ourselves into a lot of information for much longer. We got qualifying to come up. Anyways, my name is Momo Reza in the commentary booth, and we are going to have a pre-brief qualifying session this time, as I've got set the qualifying session times. First car's already out on track. Crystal Salman in the venerable number 12 ASCII machine is already out. So, anyways, based on the provisional times here, we may actually see the lap times, lap time targets be broken, as we may see cars get into the 200s, the 2 flats. So, this is something that we will be paying attention to, as we are going to just monitor how these cars are gonna go. It looks like every single car is gonna get out as well. Hoshino Ryu and Lexi Bowen driving for Nakiri Ayame and Shirogai Noel respectively come in. And here's Shirogai flag driver, Ray Mark Rosales. Meanwhile, we got Jeff Rohan, who hasn't had a good season so far. Already got one win last year, but this season it has not been the best for him. Looks like there may be rumors that he will be out of the Koyami Toa number 10 for 25-26, as there might be a reshuffle of the grid coming up. And here's Shango in the Ririca number 66. We won the Hololive GT3 title in a Lexus for Ririca last season. Will he be able to bring home consecutive Zako series titles for Ririca, this time in an Aston Martin? That's going to be another question to ask. And of course, the championship leader Masaraido in the Todoroki Hatime machine is getting himself ready for a lap here to try to make sure he hangs on to it. But let's take a look into Chris Salman's on board, as we're going to see what the Suzuka track looks like. Of course, you gotta get a good run off of the Cancer Triangle and the final corner. Got a very good launch into turn 1. Gotta make out your braking, so use the access road as a reference to when you will be braking and turning at the same time. 3 turns 1 and 2 is roughly the same as 1 corner, and then get a good exit off of turn 2 and into the S's. You need to make sure you treat this thing as a single complex and a single corner to make sure you have a rhythm going. Remember, the S's alone, or the sector 1 alone, makes up for 27% of your lap time. And now into Dunlop curve, you gotta have a great exit off of Dunlop to absolutely maximize your run into the Degner and go for the racing line. 44.580 for the first sector. Tries to straighten the car up as well as he could for Degner's 1 and 2, but he could not land it. And now blasting himself off into the hairpin. A bit of a had to brake. Oh, and that is him overcooking the corner. There's a bit of a mess there from Chris Salman. That is essentially a bad lap for Chris Salman, as he overcooked his way into the hairpin and then just understeered and could not stop the car in time. And that is gonna be his lap over. So let's move on to Hoshino Ryu. Now, after you exit the hairpin, you gotta need to use the exit road, the green strip, as a reference for when you need to brake into spoon. And then after the second part of spoon, go for that lead back as much as possible into the throttle as early as possible for this very long back straight, and then heading into the famous 130R coming right for you. 138 for Hoshino Ryu. Almost flat though for the RCF, as they are just making their way into the final corner. Brake just before the billboard at around 100-meter board. Hard braking into the Cancer Triangle. Good exit off of the second part of Cancer Triangle and into the final corner, and that should be a lap here in Suzuka. And let's see here, 2:01.068 for the Nakiri Ayame driver, as he is going to make his way into the top. So we'll see which of the other suitors will come. Chris Salman will have another shot of a lap, but we'll see how he will stand. Lexi Bowen 2:01.033 for the Shirogai Noel driver. Lexus cars really showing their pace finally after just about a year and a half of just absolutely being nowhere. Jeff Rohan, on the other hand, is going to try to chase the Lexus machines. 2:03.515. Meanwhile, Shango is about to exit the final corner in that Aston 2:04.935. Maserati 2:03.787. Still slower than Jeff Rohan. Well, how many cash is 2:01.797? Cal Gibbons 2:02.023. Not the lap that he's looking for. He will start no higher than 4. Well, Kamine Riba and Jay Goodwin are about to cross the lines, as they will complete what is going to be an interesting run here. Riba 2:02.189. I don't think all the other manufacturers are going to be able to compete with the Lexus car that will lock out the top spots. Jay Goodwin 10th place. Hofumi meanwhile is gonna qualify down to 12th. Damashev 13th. Alson Tarao is gonna qualify well down in last place. Kaczynski 12th. Mikolev and Yukihara Toka coming right up to finish their laps. Mikolev 6th, Toka 7th. 5 more cars remaining, and that should be all of the cars that have crossed the line. So let's take a look into Triple Salman and Hoshizuna Rio, and let's see if they are going to move. Salman goes up into 7th. Hoshizuna Rio does not improve. Last cars to cross the line, it will be Lexi Bowen, Raymond Rosales, and Jeff Rohan of sorts. Lexi Bowen will cross the line, or at least try to, as she will try to get herself back into pole position in the Hololive GT3. She is able to do so. Will Raymond Rosales be able to catch up? He's essentially the last hope. And now Jeff Rohan also the next one to go. I don't think Raymond Rosales has improved, and I don't think Jeff Rohan has either. Lexus cars occupying the top 5 spots. And that should be your qualifying session. Lexi Bowen returns to the front of the field in pole position for the Suzuka Finale 500 Zako Series race. And what a qualifying session that was. Lexi Bowen, one of 5 Lexus cars that have qualified inside the top 5. And then the next 4 positions are occupied by Hondas. And the championship leader will start in 10th place. Let's take a look into the starting lineup here for the Zako Suzuka Finale 500. Of course, we got Lexi Bowen on pole position for, of course, the Shogai Nikishida, looking for her first win in Hololive GT3 since she won at Tokachi last August 3 Augusts ago in 2022. And of course, she's on a real qualifying second for Aya, made 3rd place. Mohamed Kashi for Tsunamaki Watami, with Cal Gibbons 4th for Roboco. And then Kamina Riba and Shishiro Botan starting 5th. Jeff Rohan starts 6th for Tokiyami Toa. That's a good improvement from him. Mikolev 7th from Sakura Miko, with 8th place Crystal Salman for ASCII. 9th place Yukihara Toka for Yukana Lamy, starts alongside the championship leader Masa Raito in 10th place. 11th place is Ray Mark Rosales for Shinoe Flair, with Okami Mios as Jay Goodwin in 12th. 13th place Sean Go with Ichijo Rika. 14th place Yuzuki Choko and Raiji Kaczynski. 15th place the 3 Nissans will qualify at the back. The 3 Nissans will be occupying the back 7 positions. Of course, Hofumi being one of them. In 15th place, Basat Mashem, with a shocking qualifying run from him. He will start 16th for Aki Rosenthal. And Alson Tarao starts 17th for Nekomato Kaiju. So, one more race to decide the Zako Series title. One race in the Suzuka, that is the Suzuka Finale 500, to decide who brings home the trophy. And now, it's all gonna come down to this race and the start, the proceedings that will come after it, and the finish. We will see how it goes from here as we're about to get the cars underway here for the Suzuka Finale 500 Zako Series race. Lexi Bowen starts on pole position. Alongside him is Hoshizuna Rio, and we are off. Everyone does have a great launch though. All of the 4 Lexus cars are able to get on pretty easily and pretty okay as they're now coming into turn 1. We already have a few cars going off somewhat, but I don't think that's going to be the case. Now we got Hoshizuna Ryodo already taking the lead away from Lexi Bowen. Cal Gibbons goes up into 3rd. Jeff Rohan actually beats Kamine Riba for 5th. Kashi stays in 4th. Riba 6th, Mikolev 7th. Toka 8th. Crystal Salman 9th. Maserado stays inside the top 10. Clear skies here in Suzuka, which means tire wear is going to be at pretty much a high point. So the drivers really need to think about managing their tires and their fuel if they want to minimize the amount of pit stops, or they can just push. That's another thing they can do. Mashev up into 13th, Go 14th, Kaczynski up in the points as well. 2 Nissans are currently occupying the back end of the field here, but not before Hofumi tries his luck into the hairpin. Right now, nothing comes of it, but look at Yukihara Toka now going side by side. Now, you saw her trying to make a move against Single Life, but just too far back. Jeff Rohan is currently occupying 5th place, disrupting the Lexus monopoly inside the top 5. Lexi Bowen, meanwhile, is going to see if she's going to be able to chase Hoshizano Ryo's lead after she lost it at the start. And of course, in Suzuka, you start on pole position on the racing line, and on the marbles, you will be the one who will be starting in 2nd, based on what I have been seeing before the start. Well, anyways, lap 2 is about to commence with Hoshizano Ryo now continuing his command in the lead. And now we can see Jeff Rohan now chasing Mohamed Cashew, trying to hang on to 4th place. Nakiri Ayame has not had a Hololive GT3 win. Get this, since Jeff Clark won the Sepang 500 in Split B of the 2023 Japan Series. That was the last time Ayame has managed to win in ARO competitions. That is how long. The Hoshiyomi have been waiting throughout this time. So it's a 2.5-year drought that's currently ongoing, but it may end soon. But whatever the case is here, either one of the top 3 wins, and it is gonna be a massive wind drought. That's a massive wind drought coming to an end. In addition to Hoshizano Ryo and Lexi Bowen, and especially their respective talents, Callan Gibbons and Roboco, this last win, get this, was back in Sepang in mid-2023. So there's still a lot to discuss and a lot to talk about. We're seeing make their way into 130R once again. Jeff Rohan, meanwhile, is going to try to make a move though into Mohamed Cashew. He's already alongside Mohamed Cashew. They're rubbing doors. That is what you call great racing between the Gen 4 teammates. They may run different cars, but they are teammates of essentially this. So when it comes to the same gen, and man, they gave each of them a whack. Hoshizano Ryo, meanwhile, has set the fastest lap of the race. Lexi Bowen is trying her best to find a response. And speaking of which, we have already crossed the lap 3. We already passed 2 laps. Let's take a look into what the race wheel monitor looks like as Jay Goodwin and Raymond Rosales trade paint between each other. Jay Goodwin now goes up into 11. Speaking of which, the earliest driver who will be making a pit stop is Jeff Rohan. That explains his searing pace, but he will be at a risk of having to make multiple pit stops. Everyone else is gonna try to make minimal pit stop, except Sean Go as well. He's watching for reload, and that's contact! Oh, that's heavy contact between Masaraido and Jay Goodwin as they both went into the Aston. They both went side by side. Both cars are now out of title contention, and that's the championship leader gone as well. A massive upset in the early stages at Suzuka. 2 cars already out of this race. Masaraido is gonna be in a precarious position now. He may have the championship lead, but if results don't go his way, then he's going to lose it. It's a good time to check the replay as to what happened to both Masaraido and Jay Goodwin, and here is what happened. I think it's just a simple silly mistake from Masaraido on lap 3. He just went off like that, understeer, and then tried to went back into the track and collides with Jay Goodwin. Not the way to end your the series here. And here's a replay again. Literally slams the door onto Goodwin. Goodwin has to be absolutely fierce on what happened there. I mean, you saw he already saw him going up, but he didn't expect him to rejoin like that. That is a massive slam into the wall for Jake Goodwin, as both cars essentially gonna have race-ending damage. A massive crash to start this Zako Series Suzuka Finale 500, especially involved in the championship leader, is not what we expect. But I got a feel for Jake Goodwin especially. You race your own race and then your race gets ended just like that because someone rejoined in a very silly manner. This is too silly. This is just outright terrorism, if you will. Not that Hajime and her fans are, they are very well nice people, including Masaraido. It's just that in the heat of the moment, and to make pretty crazy decisions sometimes, and unfortunately this is what happens. What drama to start the, as we mentioned, what drama to start this entire session. Two cars already out by after 2 laps here. Now Kamen Riba is gonna see if he can have a look in against Jeff Rohan. And as you can see here, that's a bad run from Rohan. Kamen Riba, as he now gets under pressure from Isakaiji Mikolev. The pass is being done. Mikolev is now up into 6. And he goes off the track for good measure. That's going to open the door for Isakaiji Mikolev. See if he can pounce on the SSRB member. Oh, and that's contact between Toka and, oh no, that's a messy run from, that's a messy moment from Toka, as she essentially forced Riba off. There was a comment from herself after her collision with Rim Olgor in Formula Hala Japan last week, which she said that she couldn't help it. It's in her nature as a troublesome woman. Well, being troublesome in this types of racing is gonna cost you something, as Shongo understeered. As he tries to find a way past Raji Kaczynski, and that's a bad run from Raji Kaczynski, though, trying to force his way past Shongo. Shongo now has a very good exit, but will it be enough against Raji Kaczynski? Kamen Riba is not happy that his fellow Gen 5 teammate has slammed him into retirement. Yep, it looks to me that Yukihara Toga is going to get another 30-second time penalty for causing a collision. Now, we'll also apply the same thing for Masaraido, but he is already out of this race, and as the championship leader, that is actually going to be the case. Kamen Riba will end the season with one more point added to his tally. That's going to be the least, that's going to be the one consolation that he will have. So it's already been confirmed as Yukihara Toka goes off the track this time, and it looks to me that it is her race done and dusted. Another car out in Suzuka as more cars get very ratchety in their driving. Here's what happened to Toka. Oh, absolutely overcooked the corner. Same goes actually to Crystal Salman, who actually went off, but Salman has managed to escape barely. And here's another angle. That's one good thing though from Salman to keep himself in it. Yukihara Toka has looks like the 30-second time penalty will already have been served, and that is another championship contender, a realistic championship contender out of this race. And this is Zako Mikolev. Mikolev almost went off. And I want to know what exactly happened to Mikolev, but I think it's mostly a case of him overshooting the corner as he almost went into a stop. Yeah, he went off into the gravel, overshot the hairpin. but manages to keep the car on the track as the car was still moving, so no issue of the car stalling. That's gonna be at least something to celebrate your Miko B. Zona Rio is now losing time to Lexi Bowen, who is catching up with 5 laps already complete. Who knows what's going to happen in this Zako series conclusion, as we are getting into the onboard of Lexi Bowen, as Bowen is trying to catch up. Cal Gibbons makes his move into the pits. I don't know if this is a engine failure of sorts. I think this is an engine failure. I think this is an engine failure or another retirement early on this race with plumes of smoke on that number 64 car. Callum Gibbons is out of this race. Another tough luck for the Hololive GT3 veteran. It's going to be another mid-table mediocrity for Callum Gibbons, who expects a lot in his driving. But, you know, he is a pretty calm guy. He should be able to be fine. But it now means that this race is now a race of survival more than ever. Ray Marzales has went off at the same corner. We now have our calamity corner for this season, guys. It is essentially... Oh my. And if you want to know what corner this is, it is turn 6 within the S-curves. That is essentially Calamity Corner, if you want to know. But anyways, we still have 12 cars remaining, and the biggest gainers, of course, will be the Nissans. Hofumi and Alson Sanarov, who started way back in the field. They are now gonna have a massive respite as far as getting a good result is concerned. Of course, Antanarao is also fighting for the title, but he is gonna need at least 4th if he wants to take the title away from the rest of the field, and he does need to make sure that drivers like Fumi, Salman, and Cashew don't get near the top 3 as well. Otherwise, they will be the one who will be bringing home the results. Rio now faster than Lexi Bowen in this lap. Here's all for me trying to chase Shango. Nothing is coming with it. Which 6 laps have already been complete. But you can see now chasing Shango for that top 10 spot. And it is gonna be a bit of a look just to see how speaking of which, we do have a few more cars now really looking to get closer in on the action. So Salman has improved, Mikhailov has improved, Damashev and Kazitsky as well. as the remaining survivors in this race. Already 5 cars out due to either collision or either it is because of collision or something else. Anywho, we still have much of this race to go. We haven't even get past the quarter stage of this race, but we are going to see how it's going to be. Alright, what is next? Crystal Salman now chasing Isekai Jimeka left, Raji Gazutsky trying to chase Vladislav Damashnev. Alright, so what's next on this racing agenda? Oh yeah, Kazutsky is chasing Vladislav Damashnev right now as he now goes in behind. Will he try to make a move down the inside? That is something that is a pretty interesting question to ask. So now it is going to be a calm situation here between drivers. Kazutsky now trying to chase Vladislav Damashnev. Jeff Rohan is gonna go for his pit stop, as we mentioned, although I would say that he will be only filling in for as much as 34 liters in the fuel tank, 9 laps, so that will be his race over essentially, as some of the drivers actually do get the strategies done right. It is a bright sunny day though in Suzuka, as we are just going to see how the race continues to take shape. Oh, you can see here how much these drivers try to brake. How much these drivers are going to try to push the tire to the limits when it comes to both braking and corner. You hear the skidding of the tires as the tires are almost locked up, or they literally rupture through the tarmac. But anyways, we still have much of the to go, and now we can see Salman having a great run off of Spoon, now going alongside Isekai Mekalev, though they are now alongside both Gen 0 Honda machines are gonna go at it. Salman is gonna overcook the corner, but what a pole move there from Crystal Salman! Woo-hoo-hoo! As expected from the ASCII driver in that ASCII Honda NSX. That was an amazing move by Crystal Salman. He absolutely sent the car. He has absolute faith in his machine, and now he is the best NSX machine currently in this race. He still needs to beat Mohamed Cashew, Lexi Bowen, and Hoshizuna Ryo, of which he is now 23 seconds behind Ryo. Get this, Jeff Rohan is currently in 130R. Ryo is in Degner. Make that what you will. Alright, Isagaji Mikhailov this time is about to get overtaken by Vladislav Domashnev. Absolutely using the opportunity to try to get something against Mikhailov, but Mikhailov now has a great run off of the hairpin. Gets pulled one back against Domashnev. Great racing though. Still between 12 cars. Still running here in Suzuka. And right now it is going to be a big question though. Hoshizono Ryo is currently in the mid-pack, and him winning would provisionally bring him the Hololive GT3 title. But remember, Lexi Bowen is not far behind. But as it stands right now, Hoshizono Ryo might actually win the title. But another crucial fact is Mohamed Kashi running in third. So it will be likely Mohamed Kashi that will be taking home the Hololive GT3 title at the end of this. Hopefully, not having a very solid run yet is gonna be mired back down. Meanwhile, Chris Salman, who is currently up in 4th place, might actually I just wanted to point out though, he is currently gonna be set to finish 2nd place in the Suyo. In the Zako. Only 9 points behind Mohamed Cashew. And right now Cashew is running in 3rd. So Cashew and Salman are currently in a straight up battle for the Zako Series title, as Shango now makes his way into the pits. As we mentioned earlier, these are the two drivers that have put on very low field runs, so we are going to be expecting Shango to spend a lot of time in the pits, as he's going to go for that one pit stop and that one pit stop only. What is up next in this current twist in this video? 203.621 from Mohamed Hashim. And right now 203.013 though from Mr. Salman, and right now Salman is going to see if he is going to be able to catch up to the pack of cars in front. Sakashi is going to have a pretty lonely race. Same go for Lexibo and Hoshizono Ryo. Oh, Hoshizono Ryo's gone off pretty aggressively at Deckner. You can see how much the drivers try to push at Deckner. Alright, Skaji Mikhailov now getting very close to Christoph Salman. Oh, and that's a bit of an iffy moment between All right. We are just going to see though. All right. So 12 laps complete in the Zako Suzuka 500. Salman still losing touch though, because to Muhammad Cashew a bit. As it stands, it will be Muhammad Cashew that will be winning the title. And we'll see. Alright, let me see. Kaczynski catching up to the Mashnev, catching up to Mikolev, and then to Salman. So these are the closest battle we are going to be looking for. Otherwise, we will be taking a look into Antanarao and Fubi. Also, currently in their own battles. Jeff Rohan is currently down in 11th place. Shango currently in 12th. Now we've got Vladislav Damashnev, who is currently running in 6th. Great run from him so far. Mikolev hanging out inside the top 5 is also going to be something to take note. Kaczynski, meanwhile, in 7th. And then we got Raymark Rosales in 8th. Despite making early mistakes, he is going to see if he might be able to get closer. But as it stands right now, the title will be determined by 9 points. Cashew with the advantage. It's all about Cashew, or either Cashew or Salman losing positions. And it will either be a reinforcement of the title for Cashew, or it is going to be essentially... or otherwise it is going to be it comes Jeff Rohan though, trying to go down the inside against Hofumi. Rubbing between the two as Rohan forces himself to get into the top 10, but he will make another pit stop. Let's see what is next. Lexi Bowen have now come into the pits. Let me just check if that's going to be an issue. Looks like this will be a routine stop for Lexi Bowen as he's going to go down a few spots. Unfortunately, he will be behind the pack of cars that have already passed her. Salman leading, Mikolev leading Damashnev and Kaczynski. So, speaking of which, we are going to be paying attention though onto Cashew and Salman's strategy. Salman is going to be pitting earlier than Cashew. That will be a guarantee. That might be an almost guarantee. Mikolev is also going to be coming into pit stops. This time it will be at the end of this lap. Alright, Alright, so 12 cars still remain in this race. The Macham now trying to chase Itakaji Mikalev. Mikalev is actually trying to be a rear gun into Salman of sorts, as Rohan and Antanarao trade places between each other. Rohan now up into 9, but he will make another pit stop as we mentioned earlier. Hoshizano Rio is already coming into the lap car of Shango. Last year he won in the Lexus, but now gonna be a different story. Alright, so Elson Tanarao also coming into the pits as we are just going to see how it looks here. Shango is going to be the benchmark. Hoshizano is actually not far behind, so we will see how much lap cars are going to be messing with these drivers, especially with Muhammad Cashew now coming in as well. But yeah. Shango has already passed through, and Tara will be down in 12th place, but he will have fresh tires over Shango, who does not. 202.575 for Rio. Cashew will come out with really can't tell just yet. Alright, Salman now getting pretty slow compared to the Manshaf, who's picking up the pace. Lexi Bowen has exited in 6th, so that might open the door for those who will be going for an overcut strategy to essentially overcut them. Still a long way to go before the race finally and properly concludes. And this will put an end to these drivers' campaigns. Raymond Rosales has now come into the pits. Same goes with Jeff Rohan once again. No surprises here. And Alcin Tanaro has met Hoshizano Rio at the moment. So Mikolev and Hofumi. That's a bad error from Mikolev. Understeering at the hairpin as Mikolev has to essentially get off. Yeah, essentially overcook the hairpin once again. I don't think that's the first time he did so. I don't think. Might need to double check. Alright, and here comes the Mustang trying to get past Crystal Salman once again. It was a crazy start to the race with a massive collision between two drivers. And then we got engine failure of sorts. And then we got drivers making silly mistakes. Alright, we still have... Oh, and there is a bit of a smoke there from Crystal Salman. I think I saw smoke from Crystal Salman. I think Crystal Salman might be the next driver to go out of this race. We will have to see how this thing goes. If Crystal Salman's engine goes, then Mawakashi will have an easy road to the Zako Series title. Well, Crystal Salman is going to have to proceed as usual. Every lap counts. So it is going to be a big question mark. Especially a big question mark to see how much longer he can hang on. Because I don't think seeing a smoke like that is actually something that we can point out. Because right now, yep, Crystal Salman is going to come into the pits to see what's wrong with his car. He actually is going to go for it. Unless we'll see if his car can be serviced. And right now he should have a clean and open circuit in front of him. If he does manage to hang on, Salman is going to fuel himself up right until the end. The mechanics are going to see also what problem that Salman's car might have with that smoke. Could just be exhaust stuff, but it could be something worse. So now comes into the main straight. Salman is staying, and he's gonna stay for pretty long. Salman looks to finally get out. I think the problem might just sort out by itself. Mikolev has beaten Salman in an overcut. But remember that the tires will be in Salman's advantage. And remember that Mikolev is stuck behind Hofumi, who has yet to make a pit stop. So this ends right now with the switch in the... switch of essentially, how do you say this? The switch of the positions here with the strategy coming up. We might be seeing a change in the championship reputations. Shizano Rio now comes in to the pits. Mama Casio will go on. So Mama Casio will take the lead in the Zako Series Suzuka Finale 500. And right now we are still going to see see. Hoshizuna Rio is now in third place, now literally ahead of Kaczynski and Lexi Bowen. Lexi Bowen has already made her pit stop. Hoshizuna Rio has already made hers, whereas Kaczynski hasn't. And right now Kaczynski is going to be seeing if he is going to be able to make a sudden dive bomb down the inside against Kaczynski. Itsukaji Mikalev has already overtaken Hofumi. Salman is gonna see how much he can gain some time with. Alright. Alright, 20 laps done, 24 laps to go. Sun is already dropping pretty low right now as we are coming into sunset. Next fuel stops will come in by courtesy of Hofumi. So Southman will have a clear road into Mikalev, who have already gained a lot of time compared to Southman. I'm looking at Mikalev though. Mikalev is gonna have to make a second pit stop regardless. That's why he spent little time in the pits. Yeah. So we are just going to see how this thing goes. Bowen has already made her pit stop. Rio has. Kashyap, Demonstrative, and Kaczynski have not. Check how Lexi Bowen does her thing as Hofumi comes into the pits. Now Ray Marzales has made the pass on to Hofumi. El Centaro has been able to beat him, but he will have the fresher tires. The gaps drop down like flies. It's now up down to 2.7 seconds, but I think Fumi is currently back in a rhythm, so that's that. Bowen now trying to see if she can make the pass on to Kaczynski, and right now Rio is going to be thanking his fellow Gen 2 team Kaczynski for making Rio's life easy. Should at the very least Alright. Alright, Lexi Bowen now trying to see if he can make the pass onto Ryjek Kaczynski with half of the race almost come, as Mama Cashew is going to be crossing the line to start lap 23. No pit stops as of yet, but it looks to me that Cashew will be pitting in the next 2 or 3 laps. Crucially, the gaps between Salman and Cashew are currently pretty big. So Cashew is someone that really doesn't need to worry a lot. Bowen and Kaczynski not far behind, so let's take a look into let's take a look into the gaps to the leader, especially. And if we see here, Salman is 1 minute and 21 seconds behind Muhammad Cashew. And if you do know your math, Cashew is gonna need to spend a good amount of time in the pits. And of course, Salman will have time if he wants to make a serious effort to make his way to CO. Alright, Lexi Bowen now trying to get his way up into 4th place. Ryjek Kaczynski. Hoshizuna Ryo is now behind Vladislav Demashnev. If Hoshizuna Ryo does crash, it will be a massive crazy thing that will happen. Hopefully Apollo doesn't come and apply my gift of prophecy to him. Oh, here comes Hoshizuna Ryo now down the inside against Vladislav Demashnev. Demashnev is going to make things hard though for Ryo as they now are coming into the S's. And into Dunlop corner, Hoshizuna Ryo now goes up into 2nd place. He might just bring Nakiri Ayame and her Nakiri Gumi. Sorry, not Hoshiyomi. God damn it. Oh man, how did I mistake? How did I mistake Suisei's fan base with IMS's fan base? Yeah, alright, I digress. Hoshizuna Ryo now up to 2nd place, looking to end the wind drought that's currently applied to Nakiri Ayame and her, of course, Nakiri Gumi that has gone on for that has been going on for 2.5 years. Alright, much of this race is still needing to be run. 1 minute and 20 seconds was the gap between Cashew and Salman. 122, 175 this time. So it is going to be a a big question mark on whether or not Solomon is going to be able to catch up to Muhammad Cashew. Cashew is continuing on as normal. Rosario is going to be in a realistic chance to take this lead away from Cashew, as he is gonna be, of course, making his way to pits. Alright, Lexi Bowen getting very close though to Raijin Kaczynski. Jeff Rohan having to pit for the third time, and it looks to me that I think that will be the pit stop that will end everything. Yep, I think that will be the pit stop that will end everything. And the fact that it has to take like 3 pit stops for that to happen is going to be insane. So Rohan will go down in last place in this race, also potentially as Shango is chasing as well, or will have fresh tires, so he might just be able to challenge. And Muhammad Cashew has already lapped Jeff Rohan. It was an interesting first set of laps though between the two, but now we will see potentially the Zako Series champion make the way. Now Muhammad Cashew is going to be in a crucial point in this race. He is currently being blocked by Shango. If Shango can cause a lot of trouble though to Cashew, and Cashew has gone off and still blocks Cashew. Shango is currently still blocking Cashew. We will check the lead gaps between Salman to Cashew and to see how much has it been closed down. And right now, we are seeing both of these cars go side by side. Shango has the inside line into this corner and into Spoon Curve. We don't know what's it gonna be. Oh no, it's gonna be Shango potentially ahead. Still causing a lot of trouble though from Cashew. And right now, Go is gonna see if he can get himself back into the lead lap. But that is going to be it, unfortunately. Cashew has already passed Shango. And Shango is now gone a lap down. And now coming into the chicane, Cashew now continues to have the lead. Rajiv will be the next driver who will be making his pit stop. And I'll argue that this overcut strategy might just be the strategy to actually use Alright, Regency has now come into the pits. As it stands, Cashew will still be the Zako Series champion. Yamaha, still inside the top 10, has gone back into Fumi. Let's see. Jeff Rohan has now made his way into Shango, and both of them are currently blocking Hoshizuna Ryo. Shango has now been overtaken by Jeff Rohan, who's currently up into 11th. Into the pits as we are about to see. Sun continuing to set here in Suzuka. Right, I am gonna, as we mentioned before, there will be more frequent breaks between commentary, and I'm just going to proceed with just one of us in the commentary. Oh, and here comes another overtake here. So Rich Kaczynski has passed Mikolev, and right now Salman is around 30 seconds behind Mikolev right now. Salman has lost a lot of time in the pit, mostly just to check what's wrong with his engine. Mama Cashew has finally come into the pits. Will it be a lengthy one? And if it is, even if it isn't going to be a lengthy one, remember that there will be a ton of lead lap cars and lap cars that will be joining in on the fun. Vlasto Tomashev has already made a pit stop and is now up into 4th place. Just wanted to point out about Tomashev. Tomashev has, okay, he will be good until the end of this race. This long overcut strategy might just be the strategy to go after all. Tomashev has now gone out and he will retain 3rd. So it is time to check back onto the standings here. Hoshizuna Ryo now leads Lexi Bowen. Mohammed Cashew stays in 3rd. This time, Mr. Salman drops down to 7th. And you get this though, Vlasto Tomashev has went from 6th to 4th. Kaczynski is now up into 5th. It's Kaji Mikolev in 6th. So it will be Mohammed Cashew with the CEO title, with the Zako title. Mr. Salman will drop down to potentially. Salman will be dropped down into 6th place in the standings. If, let's say, suddenly Cashew goes to one that crashes, then it's going to be a different story because it will be Hoshizuna Ryo that will be winning the title. But at the same time, Salman will gain a lot more points. So it is still going to be a stiff question mark. in third place. So, Cashew now in third place, trying to chase. Yeah. See the amount of time lost though between these two. Salman, I think, has went from 2 minutes to 3 minutes when he went to the pit stop, and then Cashew only went up to 240. 15 laps to go here in Suzuka to conclude the Zako series title. It will be one hell of a title. It will be one memorable title for the Watamates. It may not be the Grand Suyo, but it is the next best thing. Alright, what is the next in the list? Alright, we are coming to 14 laps to go. Mama Cashew slowly catching up to Lexi Boa, but the gap is going to be pretty huge. It's going to be a Lexus podium lockout. It will be a... Of course it happened to Toka. The troublesome woman becomes troublesome on the racetrack, not just to other drivers but also to herself, which of course it is going to be Alright, what is next in the list? Let me check. Next on the list on the thing to talk about. The gap's now opened up to how do I say this? Well, there's not much to talk about though, apart from how potentially the title going to Hoshizano Rio, because even with Cashew, Cashew will still win the title by 21 points over Rio. Will be in second. Lexi Bowen will be in third. Lassa Damasha will be in fourth, based on the permutations. Masaraido will only be good enough for fifth. Now, I'll be real though. If I were Salman, I will see if I can find a way to get into second place. But right now, the pit stop cycles have already gone through. So it's gonna be a case of I also wanted to point out a thing. So I am going to point out. Let's see. Oh, Shango! Shango has went off into turn 1. Another retirement. He already was running in last, and that will end what has been a pretty lackluster season. But he did manage to get a win at Yongnan, which does at least solve things. So he does went off, tries to catch the car, but goes off into the gravel, and that is him beached, and that's him out. And speaking of which, Muhammad Cashew and Vasant Damashev have gone off as well. It's gonna be just one mistake from these drivers, and the complexion in the championship is gonna absolutely change. Alright, we now have 11 cars left in this race. Less than almost 10 laps to go. Shango confirmed to finish 12 in this race. Tomasha, meanwhile, is gonna see if he can bring something to Muhammad Cashew. And if Tomasha and Cashew both crash out, which is gonna be a real possibility. And now looking into the pace of Cashew, he has been pretty slow somewhat compared to Damashnev. So we are going to see how these two will face off against each other. They are now setting 204. Kaczynski now sets a 202. Gustav Salman, meanwhile, while there may not be a lot of time left compared to the gap that he's had, any crash between the two will essentially put Salman on the map. And we will give a bit of a preview on what it's going to be. He will still be behind Hoshizono Rio, who is currently stuck behind Jeff Rohan, who is running in 11th. All cars, I believe, are still on the lead lap. Hoshizono Rio from the stop behind lap cars. Now if let's say Tom will crash, what a championship that will be, especially given that Damashnev is getting close once again to Cashew. Has been struggling right now. So we are now into 11 laps before the conclusion of this, what has been an interesting race so far, especially the first stages. Let me see, Muhammad Cashew still holding off Vladislav Damashev with not many hopes of second place or even the win. Salman 204.451, so Salman is matching Muhammad Cashew's lap time. And you see here how much Cashew is trying to keep his car on the track. It's going to be crossing the line. It's about lap 35. It will officially be 10 minutes, or rather 10 laps before the end of essentially the Zako series for 24-25. Alcantara now has to make another pit stop. So Alcantara is going to essentially make his way into so you got a few laps to go before the race properly ends. The Moshnev against Cashew, against Bowen, against Rio. Oh, and that's a massive moment between these cars as all these three cars went off the track at the same time. Fumi and Rohan and Hoshino Rio, and it's going to open the door for Lexi Bowen to chase down on Hoshino Rio on the lead. And now we have Rohan and Ho Fumi trading places. Jeff Rohan is now up into 9th. And now we get to see though Hoshino Rio already trying to go outside the racing line to find something against these lap cars that are causing them trouble. Cashier is now pulling away against the Moshnev. Cashier now has to slide the Vantage. Alright, now it's going to be 1 second between the leaders and between the first and second. Lexi Bowen already struggling to make things work. The Moshnev now finding pace once again against Mohamed Cashew. Kaczynski stays in the 204s. Big things might happen. And right now, all Salman is hoping for will be that Cashew is going to end up having problems. And right now, Jeff Rohan has made the pass onto Hofumi, onto Alcantara is currently in between Chris Salman and oh, that's another bit of smoke there on Salman's machine. He's going to have to make yet another pit stop if his chances of winning the title are already under serious doubt. This is where it now finally comes to rest. That is to be very cruel. So Hololive has already made his way back into 6. Gonzalez is gonna take 7th place at this race. Will be one miraculous Lexus comeback, at least in the Zako series. And Gonzalez also coming into the pits. Salman exits in 7th, manages to keep himself in it. Rosales now exits in 10th place, gets lapped by Raja Kaczynski. And we still have a few more things to wrap up. Rio over Lexi Bowen, Mohammed over Vlasa Damashev is now in 3rd place. So it will be Vlasa Damashev this time that will be winning the title over Vlasa Damashev by over Mamakashi by 2 points. Roger 6 days in fifth, Nikolai 6, Salman 7. Rohan is now up into 8th place. 9th place goes to Ho Fu Mi. Mark Rosales now down in 10th place with Alton Tarao in 11th. And it will be one of the closest championship battles that we will see as far as Team Lexus are concerned. Damashev is going to be set to win the Zako Series title by only 2 points over Mohammed Cashew if the positions don't change as it is. Got 37 laps complete, and now we have the Lexus cars now flaring up their pace there with a 2:02. Alright, we are now checking into the top 3. Any changes in the running order will affect the championship standings directly. Raja Kaczynski, who hasn't had the best season, is going to at least come home with a top 10 finish. Right, 39 laps complete. And, oh, there's Jeff Rohan. Is this now Jeff Rohan going off the track? What has been a pretty interesting comeback has now come down to this, as Jeff Rohan has now gone off at around turn 1. And here's what happened. Oh dear, I think this is gonna be messy. I think that was contact between Hoshizuna Rio and Jeff Rohan. I think that's gonna be grounds for a 30-second penalty for Hoshizuna Rio, who is currently leading this race. My goodness, that was too bold though from Hoshizuna Rio. to essentially send a car out of race, and that is essentially gonna be him out of the running for the win. And Jeff Rohan immediately goes in to the pits, and we will also monitor the gaps. And as it stands, Hoshizano Rio will be down in 5th place. Oh my goodness. So Hoshizano Rio will be demoted a few positions, while we are gonna pay attention to also Jeff Rohan, who will guarantee himself 11th. Alton Tarot goes into the top 10. So we are going to check back. It's going to be Bowen, Damasha, and Cashew inside the top 3, and plus Damasha will still win the title. Bowen will try everything she will, and at this point will try everything she can try, but it won't be enough for her to win the title unless Damasha loses more positions. But even then, it will be Cashew who will take 2nd place. Then it will be Cashew who will be taking the title. Kaczynski will be taking 4th, Rio down to 5th, Mikolev 6th, Salman 8th, Fubi 8th, Rosales 9th, and Tannerau 10th, Jeff Rohan in 11th. What a swing in the championship battle that we've seen. I think this might just be the closest top 3 in a Hololive GT3 title fight we will be seeing for a long time. And as for this race, this will be the first time since the Autopolis Super Prix back in the 23-24 season, where the winning driver doesn't actually, where the driver who crosses the line first doesn't win the race. This is because of penalties. And of course, Jeff Rohan was the recipient of that win when he was in 2nd place. He beat Danilo Goyena in a straight fight, while Sean Pauli had to receive a penalty for sending Richie Rod, the Shirokami Fubuki driver, out of the race. And now Hoshizano Rio has done a massive mistake in essentially sending Jeff Rohan into a spin and into a DNF. And Hoshizano Rio is going to receive a 30-second time penalty for that aggression, which will open the door for Lexi Bowen to take home the win. And it stands, the last of Damashnev will be split. The Zako split champion, and so we got 4 laps to go. The race slowly coming into its conclusion. Hoshizano Rio, if he can miraculously find 20 seconds to gain against Lexi Bowen in only under 3 laps, then he might just be able to win regardless of the penalty. Because Lexi Bowen at this point will be taking home the split, the Zako title. Oh no, Lexi Bowen will be at least taking home the win here in Suzuka 3 years after she won her first race in aero competitions back in June 2022, and almost to 3 years since she won her previous Hololive GT3 race. It is gonna be something to be excited for if you are a Shirogane Knight. Meanwhile, is chasing Mohamed Cashew to cause further problems for Cashew. He is currently running in 2nd, and if he can pass Lexi Bowen for the final spot, that it will be Cashew instead will be winning the title over Vlasa Domashnev. Rio has started lap 42, 41 laps already complete here as the sun slowly sets in Suzuka. Salman will at the very least bring home a win in this Hololive GT3 campaign for this season. His qualifiers were honestly lackluster, but Salman at the very least show glimpses of brilliance when he can actually show. He's gonna hope for a better season going forward. Well, he is, of course, already a 3-time Hololive GT3 winner. And right now we are going to check onto what is going to be a thing in the future. Roger Kaczynski trying to find, just want to remind you that this is not Assetto Corsa Competizione, this is Assetto Corsa, just regular Assetto Corsa, because I really am trying to see, because if I were to be honest with you, trying to find a way to mod a Seekador car where we can spectate races on an AI race is going to be a bit hard, if not impossible. So we're gonna, AI racing is best done on R-Factor and Assetto Corsa, so that is that to report. But anyways, if you do enjoy this race, do you please share your thoughts. I will be able to see if I can engage some more chat. Alright, Domashnev already stuck behind Chemflummi. Muhammad Cashew now waiting in the wings to see if he can take the title for himself. This will now be a straight fight for the Zako Series title. Cashew now getting ever so closer to the gap to the Domashnev. And this will at least confirm that the top, what we did, drivers from 2nd to 5th will be the ones that will be oh wait, that problem already sorted out by itself as Domashnev already makes the pass onto Chemflummi to start the penultimate lap of the Zako Suzuka Finale 500. Just a few more laps. Until the Zako series properly concludes. Alright, what is up next in the agenda? Not really agenda, but we are getting closer and closer to the conclusion. Kaczynski now trying to find a way past. Kaczynski spins! That's Kaczynski T-boning Muhammad Cashew! And that is Cashew trying to retaliate against Kaczynski. Oh, that was messy between the two. Oh, that is a bit ugly though, I won't lie. That will now put Kaczynski in 3rd and Cashew down in 4th. That's gonna give Lexi Bowen 2nd in the Zako Series title. Rio will start the final lap of this Suzuka 500 finale race, the Zako race. Currently in the lead, but he will not inherit the win. Lexi Bowen will be the one that will. The Mashnev will take second, and as it stands, he will be winning the Hololive GT3 Japan Series Zako Series title for Aki Rosenthal. Cashew is gonna be absolutely miffed at what Kaczynski did. Obviously, both of them also gave into a bit of a retaliation. But if something does happen on the final lap, we'll see how much we can cover. Because, of course, because right now we are going to check onto Hoshino Rio, who has done an amazing job up until his collision with Jeff Rohan. So let's pay attention to Lexi Bowen, who is gonna see if she can win her first Hololive GT3 race in nearly 3 years. And what a result this will be for the Shirogane Knights, who have long waited for this moment to come, and Sakaji Mikolev has retired on the final lap. And so it will be Mikolev who will be who will finish in 10th in a cruel twist of fate of sorts. And we will check on to Hoshino Rio, who will be crossing the line. It was a perfect up until the collision. It will be just 5th place for Hoshino Rio. And let's take a look into Lexi Bowen, who will be taking her first win in Hololive GT3. For the first time in nearly 3 years, Lexi Bowen and the Shirogane Knights takes the win in Hololive GT3. They win the Suzuka Finale 500, and Vladislav Domashnev crosses the line, confirming his spot in 3rd place. It will be Vladislav Domashnev, Aki Rosenthal, and the Rosenthal cheering on together as the 2024-25 Hololive GT3 Japan Series Zako Series champion. Kaczynski will bring home 3rd place, Cashew 4th, Hoshino Rio 5th as it stands. Salman will bring home 6th place. Mikolev, oh never mind, Mikolev does not retire. He only goes down to 7th. It was a late race pit stop. So it will be Bowen, Domashnev, Kaczynski, Cashew, Rio, Salman, and Mikolev. Fumi, Rosales, and Antara make up the top 10. Rohan, Go, Gibbons, Toka, and Riba make up the last points paying positions. Also, Rider and Jay Goodwin crashing in the early stage of the race will be the ones that will not score points. Salman will at least bring home 6 in the closing stages of the 24-25 Zako Series season. What a race that was. Man, whew. So we will confirm to you the results here as we are going to confirm it. Oh my! So Cashew's lost time was actually enough for Hoshino Rio to actually beat Mohamed Cashew. Another twist in the race here. Hoshino Rio may take the win by virtue of him crossing the line first. Lexi Bowen, but it's going to be Lexi Bowen taking this win. Vladislav Domashnev 2nd, Kaczynski 3rd, Hoshino Rio 4th, Cashew 5th, Salman 6th, Mikolev 7th, Fumi 8th, Raymar Rosales 9th, and Terra inside the top 10. They've got Rohan 11, Go 12, Gibbons 13th, Toka 14th, Kamine Reba in 15th, Masaraido 16th, who was championship leader heading into this race, and then 17th is Jay Goodwin for Okami Mio. Oh man, what a race that has been. I'm just as shocked as you are, as we are going to save the replay. And this is going to take a long time, but I think this will sort itself out. Alright, so we are going to officially check in onto the results here. And alright, we should be able to get a picture of what the final championship standings look like. Alright, so for the Zako Series championship standings, as we're about to take a look into the final look into it before we head on to the Suyo. And of course, we are taking a look into Vlasta Tomashev, who will be confirmed as the 2024-25 Zako Series champion, beating Lexi Bowen by 10 points, Wamakashi by 49 points. And Kosa Salman finishes 4th in this standings. Despite his valiant effort, it wasn't enough for him. Vlasta Tomashev's consecutive second place finishes essentially brought him from well down into the bottom part of the standings to him winning the title. What a comeback that has been. Masaraido ends up finishing 5th in the championship standings. Alongside him is Rajizuki Kofumi, Hoshizuna Rio, Isakaji Mikalev, and Yukihara Toka. Then we got Alson Taro, Shango, Raymark Rosales, Kevin Ariba, and Callum Gibbons in 11th to 15th. Then we got Jeff Rohan and Jake Goodwin rounding up the 17 car drivers who essentially finish their season pretty much rock bottom in the standings. And with that being said, I'd like to thank everyone for your patronage in viewing the Zako Series Suzuka Finale 500. It has been a pleasure to have you all with us. We hope to see you again tomorrow morning for the CO Series Decider, where we will finally determine the winner of the 2024-25 Hololive GT3 Japan Series in the Suyo division. And with that being said, thank you all for tuning in. My name is Wamashita Reza in the commentary booth, and of course, see you tomorrow for the CO Series race. Take care, everyone, and we'll see you by then.